Well, we're down to building the test stand for the half VW, and I'm thinking, looking at a design, got it in my head how to put it together, but we need something, it needs to be solid, of course. It needs to be somewhat heavy to where it doesn't get pulled over when the engine's running full speed. And it would be nice that I could transport it from one place to another without too much trouble. And then it occurred to me, I got the perfect thing. Look at that. Let's just mount it off the 3-point on the back of the tractor. It's certainly not going to pull the tractor around. It'll be nice and solid. And I can just drive the tractor and the engine and everything wherever I needed to test it. I could even drive it all the way out to the airport if I needed to. So that's what we're going to work with. Building the test stand off the 3-point to hold the engine. All right, now that I know how I'm going to fasten the entire test bed up, we need to make the arms that hook in here through the bushings. Picked up a bunch of steel to build this out. I have 1-inch square tubing for most of the framework, and then I've got a couple of pieces of angle there. We'll take the angle and I'm going to make it to duplicate the bed here. About that same width, about that length. And we'll weld them together at the back edge, kind of to simulate the firewall back there, and drill them and get them set for the bushings and to where it'll mount on the engine. And then, once that's done, we can build the framework to connect it to the tractor. This piece is welded up. Fits in there like it should. So I'll measure back, put the first hole in where it calls for from the plans, 5 inches back. And then we'll double check, probably use a center punch, make sure the rest of them come out exactly like the mount is. Okay, the front 2 holes are drilled. Got the mounts in there. The back looks like it's going to line up just great. I'm going to go ahead and use a transfer punch down through each one of them, and then I'll take some measurements and see how close I got everything. Then drill the back holes. That'll hold that on, and then we should be ready to start mounting this onto the tractor. All right, all the holes lined up. Everything looks sweet. Should be ready to move on to the next step. My plan is to mount the bottom of the test rig right straight onto the drawbar here. And then the top part of the test stand go to the top length. So we won't need the tow hitch, so I'll unbolt it, get it out of the way along with the clevis there. And then we can start at the bottom, putting it on the drawbar and work our way up. Okay, I grabbed all this 1-inch tubing from Online Metals. Got it in 3-foot sections because it's cheaper to ship. And what I'm going to do is these bolts here fit through the drawbar. So the first 2 pieces, I'm just going to weld onto the top of the bolt like that. The bolt will go through the drawbar, and the drawbar can pivot so we can angle these up and sideways, whichever we need. So that'll be the first leg down on the bottom of the tractor. All right, we got these 2 pieces welded onto the bolts. That lets this assembly pivot this way. These can swing however we need to. So now we need to hook it onto the cradle. I like it. Back to the welder. All right, those upright legs are welded on. So now I'm going to come across here with the reinforcement, and also this bottom edge down here splayed out just about a 1/2 inch when I welded that piece in. So when I weld that cross in there, I will straighten this out to where I don't have to pull it in to get the mounts to line up. And when I weld this part on the top there, we'll have it extend back to where we can hook up to the top link to keep this assembly level. So that piece worked just perfect, brought everything into alignment. So now we'll come off of this. I was hoping to find a piece of square tubing, but I don't have any right now. So we'll come off this with a couple of pieces of angle. Make them about 1 foot long each. Come on each side of this, drill some holes, put the pin through, and that will have it hooked to the top link. Okay, so far pretty good. Now I just need to add some reinforcements. Okay, I got the reinforcement beams welded in. I'm the better part of 200 pounds, so she should hold it no problem. There's a little bit of sway in the tractor arms. I see that I need to tighten one of the sway bars up there, but I'll probably run a ratchet strap, pull it tight to where it doesn't wiggle back and forth. Up and down, it's good. Now, need to test fit the engine on there, see what it looks like. All right, I don't see any reason that won't work perfectly. Got plenty of room. The intake fits in there just like it would in the fuselage. Got plenty of room underneath for the carburetor. Hook it up. Looks good. All kinds of prop clearance from the ground. And it's at about right height to work on it. Can mount a fuel tank somewhere in here. Mount a little instrument cluster right here to monitor stuff while I'm running it. Oh, this is going to work great. All right, that's all for this video. We got that built. I'll pull the engine back off. I'll shoot a coat of paint on the mount just to keep it from rusting while we're working on it. Then I'll get it mounted back on there and we can start doing the final prep. Get the gauges hooked up, get it full of oil, carburetor on, fuel system on, and we're getting so much closer to firing this baby up. All right, till the next video, thank you for watching.